And what they did in their lives affected us. Now, the deal is this tension between being too close to people that are going in opposite directions from us didn't just start today. This is something we carry on into adulthood, but this started when we were a kid. Do you remember that when you were a kid and your parents would, if you grew up in an all-American typical household, they would kind of freak out about who you were spending your time with? Mine certainly did, right? And they would say things like, oh man, you can't play at his house, or you can't go to her house, or hey, I don't want you sleeping over at that person's house. And you go, why, Mom and Dad? I don't understand it. I mean, hey, their parents are never home. They let us do whatever we want. I mean, we can play video games till 4 in the morning, or we don't even have to sleep. I mean, what's the big deal? We're enjoying ourselves. Why won't you let us go over there? And your parents turn to you and they say, you just answered your own question. You just answered your own question. Why? Because and some of us and our parents, what do? They moved you out of certain schools and out of certain even school systems. They changed your home, and you guys moved to a different neighborhood because they were so concerned about who you associate with. In fact, some of your parents were so protective, like mine, frankly, that they would have probably tried to micromanage who you marry. They would micromanage what you did for work. They would micromanage who you're around, even to this day. But the deal is your parents knew a huge, important principle about friendships and who you hang out with. And that principle is this. Our friendships ultimately influence the quality and direction of our lives. Now listen closely. Our friendships ultimately determine, influence greatly who we become, what is the quality of our lives, and the direction of where we're going. Wow, that's pretty powerful. And so the reality of it is that friendships become critically important when we're talking about making next moves and next decisions. Now here's the thing. I know of a person in my family, and she was dating this guy, and they were ultimately going to get married. They were engaged, and it was on again, off again. And there was fights here, and there were fights there, and there was some potential abuse. And her dad one time, let me tell you what he did. He put her in the car, drove her over to the dude's house, got him outside, and broke up with him for her. Now that's a little bit extreme, right? But that dad knew what our parents knew as kids, that our friendships, our relationships significantly influence the direction and the quality of our lives. Right? And so as parents, this should greatly concern you, this principle. This is not a command that we keep. This is a principle that we live by. And I want you to understand, you can either make this principle work against you, or you can embrace it and help work for you. But it is a truth that those relationships are critical influencers of where we're going in our future. Now today, parents don't have to worry about that. Why? You can spy on your kids just in a virtual kind of way, right? So now parents are using what? Texts to spy on their kids. They're using Twitter to know what their kids are doing. Then they're using Facebook to know their friendship status or their relationship status, single or attached. And, oh, I didn't know that. I found it on Facebook. Oh, so that's what's going on in their life.